What's going on?
Your opinion about Al Horford as a mentor,
Me,
someone that can play with you?
me, Hermano. That's my brother. I love Al. He's been able to be a great mentor in my life, been able to help me not just on the court but off the court, and just a great role model, just for anybody. So he's added to I think any organization he's been on. So he's been an all-star a bunch of times. So Al's a great guy.
Jaylen, yeah, I remember in summer you were in Camp Nou visiting the Barca facilities. You was a fan. I don't know if in the future, in some moment, you can play a Barca team when your career is, I don't know, at the end of your career. So
That'll be a dream for sure. I've always imagined myself being the striker for Barca, right? But I think that'll be fun. I think that they have a great organization. I like how it's kind of run by like the fans. They elect the president. That's definitely a different approach than you see here organization-wise. So being able to go to Barca and learn about different things and learn about the organization, how it's been able to run successfully for a long period of time, it's cool to learn about that coming back to America. What's up, brother? What's going on? Not you. No, I'm just like I think you got a pretty good shot. What? Go ahead. In a rap contest, I'm gonna go Kendrick. Yeah, no problem.
Sometimes very hard superstars to really coexist, and I think you guys have the best combination in the league. Can you take me through how you guys coexist without ego and have your best one in the team?
It takes sacrifice. On my behalf, it's definitely a lot of opportunities that you can be a guy, but the ultimate goal I think for me and Jason has always been to win games. So when you see team dynamics, there's nothing wrong with doing your job on a team. So throughout my career, I've learned to be and play the role that has been needed for me to play. And I think that's a part of why the success has been able to happen. Being able to humble yourself and be like, yeah, I know I could be something somewhere else, but there's no problem being a great team guy and winning here in Boston.
You guys play against somebody like Golden State, for example, last year with the experience, and you guys got a great team. How do you overcome trying to beat this team that has a lot of experience in finals?
How did we overcome? We didn't. We lost.
How will you overcome it in this
I think this year we got a little bit more experience, so I think that'll carry over into the finals. We had some big additions between Malcolm Brogdon, Blake Griffin. That's been great for our locker room, but overall, I think that just experience is the best teacher. So hopefully we learn from our mistakes.
Jaylen, what would you say is your guilty pleasure song?
My guilty pleasure song. I don't think I have a guilty pleasure song like what? What's yours? Huh?
Is that guilty? I'm scared.
Hey, I think I can't tell you mine either. It just came to my mind. I'm feeling good. Feeling a lot better. I think I should be fine as long as I stay away from Jason Tatum. Yeah, I'll probably wear the mask. I'm not sure. By the time they choose the teams and stuff like that, we'll see what the situation is. But I have the mask here, but for the most part, just here, support my coaching staff, support my teammates. I got JT in the three-point contest tonight. So just, having fun, I guess. My earliest memory? I'll say my first concert. My first concert was in Atlanta at Piedmont Park. Outkast was playing. That was my first introduction to, I would say. And they probably play hits for like 2.5 hours straight. And I think that, Outkast is one of the great groups in modern history. And Andre 3000 is one of my favorite rappers all time. Any rapper? I don't know. Maybe like J. Cole and like Quavo or something like that. I don't know.
I'm curious from the Dallas perspective, what was your reaction when you saw him get some hair?
I wasn't surprised. I think that we all waited to see like, how how that dynamic is going to work. I think it'll be exciting, and I think it'll be fun for sure. And I think the Western Conference definitely got a surplus of talent that's there, and I think it should be fun for players to watch, but also the average fan. I think we was on the plane. We was on the plane coming back from somewhere when we found out that Kyrie got traded. From another era? Another era that I would love to play against. It's a lot of guys. It's hard to choose one, you know. It's a lot of great players from different times. Kobe would have been great. Jordan, you know, Dominique Wilkins. You know, it's a lot of players. Tracy McGrady that I admire growing up. I got to play against a little bit in my rookie year. Manu Ginobili. I think he retired my first year in the league, but I wish I would have got to play against him maybe in his prime. It's a lot of great players that I learned from, studied from. Dwayne Wade, that I would you know, love to play against in their prime or play or just compete against. Say that one more time. The next step, I'm not sure, but I love to see the attention and the amount of energy going into the efforts going into HBCUs, especially on the NBA's behalf. I think that, you know, historically black colleges have been pivotal in our society and in our community for sure. Predominantly our league is 70% minority, if not more. So to see a concerted effort going into, you know, different places in our community, I think is important. I think that's a convoluted kind of question. Obviously, the more games, I feel like the better for revenue and stuff like that. But at the same time, you want to increase competition. You want to increase, you know, viewership. The casual fan to feel more inclined to watch an average game, which is, you know, kind of wavered throughout the time. But, you know, I don't know what my opinion is, but I definitely think it's a complex issue. What's
the bad guy?
the bad?
He repeats for Brazil. I am Jaylen Brown, the homem mau.
Jaylen Brown. You gotta help me with the pronunciation. But what does it mean again? The
Bad guy, guy homem, and bad mau.
guy on me.
Jaylen Brown, homem mau.
Jaylen Brown. I am Jaylen Brown. Uomi Mao. Like that?
Jaylen Brown, homem mau.
All right. There you go. Oh, you was there? Oh, yeah. Good to see you again. I think it's super important. I think the energy is definitely changing. I think since the late, great Bill Russell, I think he'll happy to see like a lot how his legacy is starting to trickle down and transpire into different generations, to see more players care about on the court being a champion, but off the court being a champion is important. So being able to do more stuff in the community, I think is key, and you're going to see more athletes doing that. It's kind of tough because growing up, I was always picked first. So, you know, I don't know if they're doing at this selection, but, you know, I think it's all fun. You know, kind of reminds you of those moments. You know, I hope I ain't picked last, you know, but we'll see. At the end of the day, it's all fun. Tracy McGrady used to tell me all the time, stay humble and stay hungry. You know, and I used to, the last All-Star game, I had that written on my shoes, you know, because T-Mac was, you know, one of my favorite players growing up, if not my favorite player growing up. So to hear his words, you know, was great. Shout out to Morehouse. Keep doing what you guys are doing. Keep affecting the community. And hopefully you have me again to come and speak and talk to the Oh, it was fun, man. I wish I could spend more time with him. I'm actually, hopefully I could go and do a segment and just kick it with him or whatever. Just keep building that relationship. I thought they were funny. They reminded me of, like, my family. I thought they were great. So I can't wait for the segment to come out. Hopefully it's not too crazy, but I think it's all fun. So absolutely. Have them back as much as possible, man. KG and Paul, man, super supportive, super humble, man, and they just lend their ear to me. They tell me whatever I need, whatever I want to reach out for. They hear from me, so that's a blessing to me. I think the world is going to wait to see kind of how it transpires. It takes a little bit of time to get some chemistry built, but those two are high level, man. Kyrie and Luka put the ball in the basket better than anybody that we've seen, so to see how they kind of work together and use their mind is going to be fun.
What is your prediction for the rest of the season for Barca football team and basketball team? You're there to give a prediction for the title.
What's my message, you said? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. What's the?
No, sorry, yes. What is your prediction? Do you think that Barca football team can win the champion?
Oh, do I think they can win? I've been following. They've been having a little bit of a tough year, but you never know, right? I don't know what the records or the standings are, but I'm sure with the organization they have and the players, maybe they can turn things around and do what they need to be do. But they got my support for sure. That's a great question. You ask me that tomorrow, I might give you a different answer. But today, it might be like a teacher or professor or something like that of some sort, maybe at a university. I think that would be cool. No problem. I think Brad was the first to reach out to me. Brad reached out to me and just let me know that it was just rumors, or he just wanted to try to clear up whatever that was going and floating around. I didn't really pay too much attention to it, so I didn't really know what he was talking about when he had messaged me. But Brad was the first one to reach out to make sure that nothing was like going on or whatever, or just to talk about it, give me the space to talk about it if I had any feelings towards anything, and I appreciate that from the organization. A final target score. That's a good question. It's actually the first time I think I've even thought about that. Maybe so. What would that final target score be?
I think in the G League they're using it as like plus 25 for the four quarters or something like that. So whatever the winning team's score is after the third quarter, add 25 to that. They tried that at the showcase this year. Or in overtime, I think they use it for overtime where it's just like plus 7s or whatever. Kind of removes the the free throw game when teams are behind, you can't foul anymore to catch up. Kind of removes that.
I think our game is continuing to change, so any type of ideas and suggestions are open, and we talk about it amongst our players association and see if it works for us. But I think it's from first thoughts, it's interesting, but I guess we'll see where that goes. What city? What city do you think?
A lot of people said Seattle and Vegas. DeMar DeRozan said the Vegas team would be called the Strippers.
That's funny. The Las Vegas Strippers. Who's the first round pick on that team? I don't know. I don't want to say, but I think all those teams could be good markets. The Vegas could be a good market for sure. I think Seattle was a great market when they had teams previously, and I'm sure you can identify some more cities that I'm probably not thinking of. But it'll be great to see the league expand to another team or et cetera, and maybe even having the players more involved in that expansion as well.
You know that, but you have a huge fan base in that Dominican Republic. Can you give a shout out to them?
Shout out to my friends down in the Dominican Republic.
Jaylen Brown Perez.
Perez, yeah. De lo mío. Yeah. Shout out to my friends and family in the DR. I've never been to the DR, but hopefully you guys will have me soon. Horford's been great. Horford's been, like a big brother, on the court and off the court. Just a role model. How he handles his family, how he handles his business, how he handles himself on the court, just first class. And I'm somebody that I know that if I needed something, I can go to and get an honest opinion from.
Jaylen, you have WNBA as super teams now. So, what happened from the WNBA to your super team?
Diamond DeShields.
Why Diamond?
She from my hometown. I used to watch her growing up. I kind of used to like model my game after Diamond. Diamond, she went to Norcross. She was the first girl I seen like trying to dunk in the game in high school. Like she was unreal. So now she's an NBA champion. She's been a multiple-time All-Star. So that's my first pick. How do you balance culture and corporate? That's a question for the ages, right there. You just try to stand on your values and your morals, and try not to compromise yourself. But also being able to articulate your thoughts and your feelings, communicating with others. But I think that balance is one that I struggle with daily. So I can't act like I can give you the answer there, but. He said my athleticism. From JT's game, what I like. JT got great. I got good footwork. I think JT can stay calm, under pressure. You know what I mean? In a sense, you'll never see JT really get too rattled. I get excited sometimes. And it's like always JT's always kind of like low. So I think in moments that's what I would say. I have not, since the start of the season, it's kind of been a whirlwind of emotions around that. We've been able to reconcile and continue to win games despite the loss of the presence of Ime Udoka. He was great in our locker room. He was a leader in our locker room. He held it down. He brought us together defensively and helped us get over that hump and get to the finals. I want to see him back on his feet. I said that before, and I'll say it again. I don't feel bad for saying that. I want to see Ime back on his feet. Obviously, it won't be in the Boston uniform. Joe has been upgraded to the head coach now, but I want to see all parties win. I think the Celtics are doing fine, and I would like to see Ime end up on his feet. I thought Will is great. I thought super high Will when he was in Boston, and I still think super high of him now. I think Utah is very lucky to have him. And I think that he'll be able to build a lot of success, and I'm just rooting for the guy.
Thank you. How happy are you that Joe is officially installed as the permanent coach for you guys, and what has he done over the past few months to kind of put himself in a position to do that job?
I think it's fantastic. I think it's dope for Joe. Now, like, kind of had something kind of hanging over his head, so maybe lessen some of his anxiety and stuff like that, so him to be able to have some comfort and sleep a little bit better at night. But I don't think, if you ask him, nothing changes in terms of on the court. He's still going to come to work prepared to do a job, and you know what our ultimate goal is. So I think it's great for Joe. I'm happy for him and his family.